The examples I've shown you so far have been nice whole numbers and positive numbers, but of course that doesn't have to be the case with the logarithm. So I'm just going to show you a few cases, and first of all let's write our magic formula so that it's there for us at the top. This is very important still. So first of all, let's look at some non-integers. So what I mean is a fraction. So for example, we know that 2 to the power 3 is equal to 8, and therefore with what I was talking about with the roots before, is that 8 with the power of 1/3 is equal to 2. These two things are equivalent, and therefore using this equation here, we know that the log in base 8 of 2 is equal to 1/3. We don't have to write that as a fraction, we can write that as a decimal. Or another example would be, these are just, ones that I can do nicely, nice round numbers. For example, we know that 3 to the power 4 is equal to 81, because 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. So therefore we know that 81 to the power 1/4 is equal to 3. Go back and look at the roots video if you don't follow that. So that means that log in the base 81, if we wanted to do such a thing, of 3 is equal to 1/4, or 0.25. So of course there are many logs that are more complex fractions and therefore decimals. Okay, but it works like that. So we can have a number that is not a whole number and can be smaller than 1. Secondly, we know that any number to the power 0 is equal to 1, so that means that log in any base of 1 is equal to 0. Okay, so write that down. So that's because any number to the power 0 is equal to 1. So for example, we know that 10 to the power 0 is 1, so that's equivalent to saying that log in base 10 of 1 is equal to 0, and that's exactly the same for base 2, so 2 to the power of 0 is equal to 1, so log in base 2 of 1 is equal to 0, and that's true for any base. Alright, and how about negative numbers now? So the logarithm can be a negative number. So for example, we know that 10 to the power minus 2 is equal to 0.01. And so that's the same as saying that the log in base 10 of 0.01 is equal to minus 2. Or for example, 2 to the power minus 3 is equal to 1 over 2 to the power 3 is equal to 1/8, or 0.125. All these are the same, so that's the same as saying that the log in base 2 of 0.125 is equal to minus 3. Okay, so this number here that's inside, that you can't take a logarithm of a negative number, but the logarithm itself can be a negative number. So the y in our story here cannot be negative, but x can.